Good afternoon. This is episode number 50 of Insurance Questions Podcast. It's our Freaky Friday edition. I'm Sassy Sarah. How y'all doing? How you doing? This is Lori Schnier over here. She does some kind of insurance thing. I'm not really that. So,
That's
ma'am, just introduce yourself before we talk to Donnie Lois. Everybody knows who he is.
All righty. My name is Lori Schnier. I'm with Allegiance Title in McKinney, Texas, and I do home title insurance.
Now, Eddie Buffalo was saying you were his guinea pig. How'd that work out for you right there, girl?
Well, it worked out pretty good. I think we got some good views. I think it got the ball rolling. I want to say that I was in there before you were popular. I was there when I got nothing back out of it.
Oh, let's be honest. Eddie Buffalo's never been popular. Let's just be honest here, girl. I'll tell you what. Hey, Donnie Lowe, how you doing today?
Bless your heart.
Oh, I know what that
Sarah.
means. Stir. I know what that means. All right, so I hope Sassy Sarah learned her lesson to never miss a podcast episode that she's invited to.
Please, Sarah, please never miss another one. We don't want to see any of that again.
I know.
So what are you on an island or something, Lori? Pretty fancy.
I wish. The weather's supposed to be nice this weekend here, though. 80s,
Yeah,
so,
Not for Donnie Lowe. You guys are having monsoon today in Buffalo.
Yeah, it was raining real hard, very windy. We lost power for a little while. Kind of crazy.
Yikes.
It's not snowing though, so that's a great thing.
Yeah, it still could.
Yeah, it could still
very
be
well.
snow.
I was talking to Allie this morning. She's like, Dad, do you remember that time that my birthday, it was snowing? And that poor child, it's May 24th and it snowed on her birthday.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
That's pretty ugly.
I like her. Another Gemini. My birthday's May 29th.
Oh, almost twinsies.
Yeah. You got to watch out for Geminis, though.
So, Larry, tell us.
We got lots of good qualities, but we got this much patience. Like, not even that much. That's an overstatement.
Well, you put up with me, so you got to have a lot more than that. So, Lori,
yes.
Take it away. Tell us what you do.
All right. So, I work for like I said, title insurance company. So basically, Allegiance Title, what we do, I try to do this analogy with people who don't, you don't buy and sell homes often, so you don't think about title insurance very often. But the way to think about it is, say that you found this really cool antique watch, right? And somebody's selling it. You don't know who that buyer is. You don't know anything about them or about the watch, right? It's a lot of money. So you want to make sure that it's authentic, that they are the real owners, that they're not, trying to scam you, that kind of thing, right? So you have this, probably like an appraiser come in and take a look at the watch and talk about its history and its, make sure it's authentic and make sure that they are the right owners. That's kind of what we do or it's basically what we do from title insurance. We come in, we verify that the sellers say who they say they are, that they actually own the property outright, that there's nobody else in the background, like some fifth cousin or something that says they have some claim to the property. We take care of all of that so that when the buyers get the house, they know they're completely protected and that they're the clear owners of the property. And if for some reason something came back later on, they get sued, and somebody's trying to take the property from them or take a portion of the property from the insurance that they paid, which is a one-time fee. You pay it when you close. That one-time insurance payment will allow us to support you financially through any kind of litigation that you might have to go through.
Now, are you guys like us? Are you only licensed in whatever states you want to be, or is it a blanket license for the United States?
I think everybody has to be licensed in the different states that they're in, because title and escrow are not the same in every state.
I don't know about you, Donnie. I've never even heard about a title company back home.
Well, in the East Coast, my understanding, East Coast, they just do everything through an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we still have title companies. So when they do the search, usually it's arranged through the attorney, at least in New York State.
Right. Yeah.
We did a closing. Well, I lived in Florida for about a year. And when we did a closing for our home there to both purchase and to sell it, it went through a title company.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I know they use title companies in Florida because I know somebody who does that. So
Mm.
yeah, so it's we're here for our realtors. We're also here for the clients that they serve before and after the sale. We have clients that reach out to us years later and say, I can't find the survey from when I closed, and we can go back into our records and provide that for them, or if they have a question about something that was on their closing statement 6 months from now, we can pull that up and answer those questions for them. So yeah,
And
So
Lori
Lori,
has a beautiful office in McKinney. Now,
I do.
my question, okay, they're gonna see you on this podcast,
Uh-huh.
and I'm showing your beautiful website, but that isn't like a personal website for you.
No.
So how do they get a hold of you directly? Just the number that we have on your face?
Yeah, yep. You can call me directly, text me. You can also go to our social media. We have Allegiance Title McKinney,
Mhm.
all one run-on sentence. Allegiance Title McKinney is our handle for Facebook and Instagram. We're on both of those. So
nice.
yeah.
So I am gonna mute myself because I told Donnie he could ask his questions, and I know I'm gonna keep on
Okay.
going in if I don't. So I'm just gonna mute myself and let you go to town, Donnie Lowe. I'll make faces.
All right.
I
So
know.
first of all,
Uh-huh.
how do you get your clients? Is there a way that we can refer people to you?
That would be fantastic. Yes. So we work mostly with realtors for the buy sell process. We also do refis here in our office, so we do work with a lot of lenders as well. So the biggest referral base for us is just other real estate agents, and there's a lot of them in the DFW area. And I can't touch all of them. So if I get a direct referral from somebody, that would be great. We do a lot of education. So I like to bring in I'm really big on helping newer agents get started. And I think they find the value in that later on as they're going into their first, second, third closings. They're seeing about all the work I did with them up front to get them to that point, and they appreciate that and try to bring all their business back to us. So that's where we get our referrals.
So let me
That's
get this straight. Your
That mute did
territory,
not last very long there, Eddie.
because I thought of a good question. It's like your territory, McKinney, or like the Dallas Metroplex. I've never heard of that name before I even moved to Dallas.
Yes.
When I
So
heard, go ahead.
Allegiance has basically been a Texas brand. So we have offices throughout the DFW area, but we also have some down in the Houston area. We have one called Aggie Land down by College Station. And then we have smaller affiliates. We have a company called Excel Title. They've got some locations in I think like the Rockwall area, also out in Lubbock. But we've basically, for the most part, we're a big Texas company. Does that answer
Let's
your
stop
question,
you
Eddie?
guys for 1 second because I got to do some housekeeping.
Okay.
The participants of this podcast, Eddie Buffalo, Donnie Lowe, and Lori Schnier now assumes no responsibility for liability or any errors or omissions in the content of this podcast. The information contained on this podcast is solely for entertainment. So I'm going to shut up again. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for doing that disclaimer. And we also
Are
have
you
to let
thanking
you
me
know.
for shutting up, Lori? Or that's what it is? Because I get it. I totally get it.
And also, we are not a tax attorneys or tax advisors, so please consult your advisors for anything that
Exactly.
may be discussed.
Exactly.
Yeah. So good referrals for you would be like, do you go, so a real estate agent, but do you go
Mhm.
into specific offices and
So
maybe do some presentations or?
yeah, so technically my territory is the McKinney area. I do McKinney, pretty much McKinney North. So I'll go up into Prosper and Salina. I'll go out to Princeton, Farmersville, up to Melissa, Anna, wherever my agents are. The nice thing about our company is we do a lot of mobile closings as well. And we have a gentleman that's an employee of the company, and that's all he does is mobile closings. So say we have an agent who's based in McKinney, but that the house that they're listing is in Salina. All right. So they're like, okay, the house is in Salina, but
Why
we
ain't it
do
called Selena? That's what I want to
Salina.
know. Why? How is that Salina? There's no way that's Salina.
It
All
just
right.
is. It just is.
All
Just
right,
work with
bye.
me here.
I'm gonna mute myself again.
Okay. So the house is in Salina and the customer wants to, the agent really likes working with us, but the customer wants to close up in Salina. So we have the ability to process the entire transaction in our office. And then when it actually comes to closing day, we have a gentleman who will meet the clients in Salina at Starbucks, at their house, wherever at their work, if they don't get very long for like lunch break. He'll meet them wherever they need to meet, and do the closing with them remotely. And we don't charge for that when you're in our local area.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
yeah, that's one of the things, because a lot of times you have to use a mobile notary. And notaries are great, but they don't, they're not specific to the title process. So they are not going to understand what you're signing. They're not going to be able to explain even small parts of it. They're just there to get your signatures on things and then leave. So to me, it's one of our most valuable assets that we offer to our clients.
That's
So
great hands-on service for sure.
yeah. So we work with, I mean, I've got agents whose offices are all over the place. They just enjoy, it's 100% relationship based. So they enjoy working with me. They enjoy working with my escrow officer. So they're going to come back and use us. There
That's
we are.
great. That's great. This is for Ed. Is this reversed? Oh, you can't see that.
it.
Sorry. It's reversed. I'm sorry.
Is it not Medina?
Ed knows.
No.
We didn't even get Lori on like Skajakuda Expressway, Tonawanda, or
Cheektowaga.
Cheekta Vegas. Yes, 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 yes.
So that it's in some parts of the country, it might be Medina.
Uh-huh.
In some parts of the world, it might be Medina. But there's a
But-
little town here. It's called Medina.
But is
It's
it
like
a funky
Salina.
cold? Is it a funky cold Medina? That's what I want to know, Donnie Lowe. I didn't know you were a rapper from back in the day. Wiki, 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 wiki. There goes Donnie Lowe rapping.
Is there like is that was that legal for you to even mention that and start singing it, or are we gonna
It's funny.
are we gonna
The more
get pulled
popular
because
we
of that,
get,
Eddie?
I know.
I received
Copyright infringement.
I received an email from YouTube last week, which I can't even find it anymore. I get so much email from those guys with a list of approved songs that they own.
Oh,
I guess it'd be pretty good if I find that.
if you could find that, that would be good.
Because Billy Sheen is still on tour in Europe, and he's working on a theme song for our show, which is still, I
That's
think,
pretty cool.
pretty darn cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
get back to Buffalo for the Buffalo show.
Nice.
I think that'd be fun. Donnie Lowe, you can't come. No. Mm-mm.
Oh.
No. So
Okay, Don, what else you got for me?
No, those are just a couple of questions I had, trying to see exactly what you do and how you do it, and what a good referral would be for you and your company.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
it's-
we love working with, like I said, brand new realtors, but we'll work with any agents that are interested in building partnerships. We don't want to just be, that title company. We want to be your partner, because I tell all my agents too, I mean, we don't interact with your agent or with your client as much as you do, right? But when it comes down to closing, that's what they're going to remember. And they're going to remember how smooth or not smooth it went. And we want to make it as smooth as possible for them, because we want our agents to get more referrals and obviously grow their business, right? So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that they have a very smooth and easy transaction. So
now this information that I just pulled up now, what are these classes for? Is that for you guys or is that for the general public?
no, so we do a lot of education for our realtors. That is one of our founder. Her name's Dawn Moore. She's been in the industry for decades. She's you say her name to most agents, they'll know who she is. One of her big pushes is to have educated realtors. And that's just what's going to make the real estate industry better as we go forward, right? So we, as title reps for each one of our locations, we have the option to create classes, partner with other vendors to do classes, continuing education classes, some of them are not. But we just try to bring more education to our agents. We do these title tips. You'll see Dawn Moore and her daughter Blair Raggio, who's our CEO. They do title tips every other week. And those are probably not even more than 5-minute long videos. And they talk about specific pieces of the industry, could be part of a contract, it could be issues that we've been having lately. Because I know we had a lot of seller fraud and buyer fraud going on, so they talked about that. We just recently had a NAR settlement come down, and so all the agents are asking questions about that, so they address those kind of things. And like I said, it's all about getting more educated agents in the industry, so it just helps the industry as a whole.
That's great.
Yeah.
What do you think are or is the most significant issue that your industry is facing today?
So I'd say right now with all the litigation that happened, there was a settlement with NAR that had to do with price gouging and stuff like that. That's probably the biggest one. I'm not sure it's going to really change how things are done overall, but I've been educating my buyers reps and said, you know, you need to do a lot more due diligence on how you represent yourself and the services that you offer, because buyers agents do a lot. And they need to make sure that their clients understand their value and that their services are not free. That used to be something that some agents would say, oh, the sellers pay for it, so it's free to you. It's not free. Somebody's paying for it, so it's not free, obviously.
That's right.
But it's just valuable. I mean, when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to finding vendors to do things, there's at least 99 things I can think of that a buyer's agent can help their clients with. And every single one of those things is very valuable, and that's how they earn their commission. And it's just they just got to start sharing that more publicly with their clients.
And that takes
I think
effect when, July 1st, is it?
July 1st. Yep. Yep. But we're telling people roll it out now. You might as well get started on it. And it's about educating them so they can educate their clients. But yeah, the rules as far as what's put into our multiple listing service, all that stuff takes effect July 1st.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very timely information.
Yeah.
It's kind of turning their world, the real estate agent world, upside down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's going to end up being a good change for the industry.
Good.
So, yeah.
So
It's
Ed,
amazing how similar it sounds to like what we do in Heart Living, Donnie,
Yeah.
insurance wise. You know what I mean?
in what way though?
How regulated we are, how
Oh.
we're doing education all the time to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, with our CE requirements, I mean, that's only the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I know I'll consume whatever I can find that I think is going to be good to actually fiducially help our clients the best that I can.
Right.
I'm dealing with a case right now where it's a cancer issue where when I sold the insurance a few years back, it was a huge thing, payment wise. But now that a couple of years have gone down the road, we can actually look back at it, revisit it, and hopefully get a better rate for our client, which it looks like that's the direction we're going right now. I mean, I would love to, and this is totally up to you, Laura. I'd love to add you as a partner on our website so they can get a hold of you.
Sure. Yeah.
And we will talk about that when we're off the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you going to the McKinney and Bloom this weekend?
No, I was supposed to go to Arkansas and visit my daughter.
Nice.
College there. One of my daughters goes to college there. But she said that she's going to be studying all weekend for her calc test. So
Oh boy.
I think I'm going to end up cleaning out my garage instead. How about you? Are you going?
I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure.
The weather's supposed to be fantastic, so I think it'd be a
know.
good weekend to
I
go.
know. So I'm just getting lazy because I'm about 40 minutes away from McKinney now.
I
And
know.
I'm just old and lazy and don't want to drive all the way in there. I like it out in Greenville. Everybody thinks, it's a small town, and it is.
It
But
is.
the little commercial for Greenville. Greenville's only got 28,000 people, but they have over 700 businesses in their Chamber of Commerce.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I look at downtown Greenville, I see McKinney Square in 10 years.
Yeah. It's funny, when I was a kid, in high school, my mom, dad, my sister and I, we would come down to Texas every year to visit my aunt and uncle, and they lived in Greenville. So my exposure to Texas was always small Greenville. I didn't really know much about DFW until I moved down here to live. So
Wow.
Yeah, I found a really nice boxing gym on Lee Street in downtown Greenville. And
nice.
coach, I'm sorry. I won't break anything else. I broke something else yesterday. So I broke two things of his equipment. So
Can't be trusted.
no.
No,
I'm the reason why you can't have nice things. Yeah.
So Ed, since we're talking about title insurance, why don't you just touch base real quick about mortgage protection insurance?
a good idea.
Go ahead, Donnie. Because
Well, I was asking you.
But Sassy Sarah's like, you talk about that all the time, that mortgage protection. So I'm gonna let Donnie Lowe talk about mortgage protection for once.
Sure. We'll keep it short. So sometimes when, especially for first-time home buyers, when they get a mortgage, sometimes the mortgage company may require the borrower to have some form of life insurance or mortgage protection insurance to at least cover whatever the mortgage amount is for the home that they're purchasing. And so it's a great thing to have. It gives both the mortgage lender some peace of mind, but really the new homeowners some peace of mind. Should something happen, they've got some protection in place so they don't have to sell the house. So their children can still grow up in that home.
I'm
It's
not
very
a fancy
important.
talker like that, Donnie Lowe. Basically, for me, if your significant other passes away unexpectedly, instead of grieving, you're also going to have to worry about, oh my gosh, can't I afford this house now? Because more than likely that mortgage was based on two incomes. And then you're worried about, well, I got to take care of the kids. I got to put food on the table. So it's one less thing that you are going to have to worry about. I mean, and this is something that it might sound sappy to people, but I totally believe it, that this is a career for me where I'm there for people in the worst time of their life, you know? And Murphy's Law, if people start thinking about getting insurance, get it. Whether it's from me, Donnie Lowe, or the guy down the street, get it. Because if you start thinking about getting insurance and you hem and haw about it, 9 times out of 10, something horrible happens. I don't know why. Right, Don?
Yeah, too many stories.
The longer we're in the business, we have all these horrible stories, and unfortunately, they're all true.
Yeah. Would that mortgage protection insurance work if, say, you and your spouse got the house and then a year from now your spouse is in an accident and just can't work for, a year or
Yes.
whatever?
Well, there are different types of insurance.
Okay.
So what Ed and I were referring to was life insurance, basically.
Okay.
But there are some other types of forms of insurance. Disability income insurance is very important. So it's how do you protect your income should something happen to you? So that is a great question and something that obviously that we can help a client with.
So, trivia question.
Uh-oh.
If you are a couple that gets mortgage protection for the mortgage and one of them kills themselves, does it pay out?
I don't know, does it?
Go ahead, Donnie. You know the answer.
Yeah, the answer is it depends. So there is a
trick question.
no, well, there's a 2-year waiting period.
Okay.
So should something, a suicide happen within the first 2 years of a policy being taken out, that claim will not be paid. What the most insurance companies do is reimburse the family whatever premiums were paid. Typically, that's what will happen. Depends again on the insurance company.
You're talking about your mortgage. That's nothing. It's nothing at all.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a 2-year waiting period, so to speak.
Interesting.
Well, I think this was a great show. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and supporting me from the beginning. I know there's a lot of people in our group that when this was all starting, they kind of gave you a side eye, like, really? What? You're doing what? Who's going to want to hear a podcast about insurance? And then you add taxes to it. Oh, that's a winner.
Yeah.
But fortunately, thanks to all our listeners, we are popular. I want to thank Lori Schnier for being here.
Sure. I mean, us insurance people got to stick together, right?
That's right.
100%. I want to thank Donnie Lowe. I can't believe Sassy Sarah ain't here.
She's not feeling well.
That's what I say, Sassy Sarah.
You know what? She'll come back next week and I won't be on, and then everybody's gonna be going, are they the same person?
Maybe.
Tune in next week to find out.
See,
We may
I
never
wanted
find
Donnie
out.
Lowe to be me for Freaky Friday. He said, oh, no, I don't know. I want to do that. And I did not say I want to be Donnie Lowe, just so you know. So, yeah, right there, Donnie.
There you go.
So, once again, for your buddy Eddie Buffalo, Lawyer Schnier, and Donnie LaFaso, you heard what we have to say. If you like working with people that are just like you, we're the people to see. And sounds like soon you'll be able to find a link to Sarah's business right on the EBA agency.
Awesome.
So I want everyone to have a wonderful weekend and stay
I
safe.
need to wait. I need to give a shout out to Sarah. She did my taxes this year. Easiest thing I've ever done.
Beautiful.
Sarah or your taxes?
Sarah. Sarah did a great job on my taxes. Got it all taken care of, got me a refund. It's all good.
She's gonna become Eddie, bless your heart. Let me tell you what. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend.
All right, you too.
I gotta stop sharing first before I can turn it off.
There you
I
go.
suck at this. I am not good at this whole podcast thing. Getting
Oh,
better.
man.
Getting better.
Maybe you'll learn.
All right,
Yeah.
buddy. Stay safe. Take care. Thanks again for being on,
Bye.
you guys.
Bye-bye.